All right. You are pouring yourself into your Facebook group. You are spending hours and all this energy and time of creating posts and creating content, and you're doing all of the things, and crickets. You're not getting the engagement that you are hoping for inside your Facebook group. And oh my gosh, that is so frustrating. So when we talk about engagement, I'm specifically talking about getting comments and reactions on your posts and your videos. Why do we want comments and reactions? Because that is how we start the conversation, and that is what drives us to getting results. So you're wanting more engagement, yes, but ultimately what you're wanting is those results. That is what we're going to talk about today. How do you get people to engage on your stuff inside your Facebook group? All right. You have I'm going to say you have a dead Facebook group, but maybe it's not dead, right? Maybe it's just crickets. Maybe it's just quiet. Maybe it's just like, where's everybody at? Right? And you're wanting more engagement because that is what drives results. The purpose of this video is for you to get 5 ways that you can drive more engagement in your group. If you are new to me, my name is Jamie Hain. I am a video and growth coach. And I will tell you that a year and a half ago, this Facebook group, the Get On Camera Facebook group, was dead, total dead. And I was full of excuses. I was the one saying, I got all the wrong people. Nobody has any money. I should just shut the whole thing down. I was full of all of it. On average, a Facebook group's engagement is 20%. That's the average. I don't know where I was a year and a half ago, but it didn't feel like 20%. I'll tell you that. It felt like 0 is what it felt like. And now, a year and a half later, my average is over 1,000%. There are some months where I hit 2,500% engagement. So I am living proof that you can move from that dead crickets, quiet group into an engaged and thriving and driving all of the results that you could possibly want. Let's do this. You know what? Here's what we're going to start with. I want a little bit of engagement for you. From you. For you, from you. From me, for me. Okay. First of all, I want to say this. If you've not granted StreamYard access, I won't be able to see your comments. Okay. So what that looks like is I see this Facebook user, and I don't know who you are. What I want to be able to do is say, oh, hi, Christy. I'm glad you're excited. So if you go to this link, all you got to do is do it once, www.streamyard.com/Facebook. It connects it, and then I can see who you are. Okay. So just calling that out. All right. I want to know this. How would you describe the engagement you currently have in your Facebook group? Give me a word or two that you would use to describe what it's like right now, currently in your group. How would you describe it? Oh, I love this. Your Facebook group is incredible. Thank you so much. Okay. How would you describe where you're at right now? Okay. So Christy says quiet. It's a good word. Not good result, but it's a good word, right? Well, how else? How else would you describe? I have heard crickets, dead, dreadful, awful. Okay, Sherry says could be better. I don't know who this is. Says dead. No one comments, no one posts. Okay, getting them to post is a different thing. If we have time at the end of this, ask me that question, whoever this is, and we'll come back to that. Okay, so now I want you to answer a different question. Here's what I'm going to say. First of all, if you are watching on the replay, I want you to answer this question. So even though I'm not here watching, I'm going to come in and I'm going to talk with you about this. So I want you to tell me how do you describe your current group? Where is it at right now? And now I want you to describe, where do you want it to be? What would you want to describe that as? We're going to do a little manifesting here, right? Because if we're constantly telling ourselves, my group is dead, my group is awful, it could be better, this sucks, We got to move towards where we want it to be. Let's manifest a little bit of that. Okay. So what do you want the engagement in your group to be? Okay, here, hold on here. Comments are coming in so fast. I cannot bring them up on the screen fast enough, which I love. Okay. Quiet, not much engagement. Quiet. Okay, where do you want it to be? Okay, we want it to be where people are commenting and engaging. Love this. Okay, we want it to be an amazing, supportive community, vibrant. Oh, that's a great word. Everyone helping each other, lots and lots of engagement, posts, comments, etc. Okay, people commenting would be wonderful. People asking questions, wanting more. Questions coming in from my clients. Lots of energy and engagement. Christy says, I want it to feel lively and exciting. Okay, now that you all know where you want it to be, now we can take action. Now we can start to create those things. One of the best things you can do in your group is define what do you want it to be and then work backwards from there. What do I need to do to create that? What am I doing that's getting in the way of me having that environment? So that's a little extra bonus there in terms of start there. If you've not done that work, it is really a powerful piece of work to do. Okay, I love this one. A real village feeling, because it takes a village. Goes with your group name. I love that. That's super clever. Okay. Ooh, I'm assuming there was an aha from somebody. I love collecting ahas. Okay. I want to talk about something before we get into the 5 things. How do you all feel about engagement for engagement sake? Now, what I'm talking about is posts that you get a lot of comments on, but they don't really allow you to go anywhere. Okay, the example I'm going to use for you today is one of my favorites, cookies or brownies. Cookies or brownies. Okay, other favorites, you're going to tell how much of a foodie I am. Pizza or burgers, tacos or burritos, right? Do you like the toilet paper to go this way or you want the toilet paper to go this way? And you're going to get a whole lot of comments. That's engagement, right? Y'all said you wanted comments. You're going to get a lot of comments from that. But are you going to get results? Now, on the flip side of that, okay, if in your Facebook group, you are all business, 100% of the time. All you do is promote your stuff and talk about stuff and all of that. You're likely not getting any engagement. Are you getting results? Maybe. Okay. You maybe have more direction and more that you can go off of because you're talking about what you're spending time on. But all of the things that you use, all those words that you use to describe the community you're wanting to create, it's not going to be there if you're all business, all promotional of your stuff all the time. It's a balancing act between the two. Okay. Here's the deal. When you do cookies or brownies, you're not showcasing your expertise. You're not sharing your authority. You're just creating engagement for engagement's sake. And there is a purpose and a reason behind that. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, I'm going to talk about why that is in a second. If you're creating all of this business stuff, you're not creating the fun and the community and the energy that you all just described. So you've got to find a middle ground in there. Yes, I could come in and I could create a group and I could do a fun engagement post every day forever. That's just fun topics, cookies or brownies, glitter pens or pencils, scissors or knives. I don't know. I'm just going crazy here. And I might have so much engagement, I just can't even handle it. But I'm not going to be able to convert and get business out of that because I'm not setting myself up as the expert that I am. So you got to find a middle ground there. Okay. So I just wanted to call that out before we go crazy here on the engagement side. Okay, let me see what you guys, I love this. You're answering the question. Sometimes, okay, there's a real lesson in here. The lesson is you can help yourself. People can help themselves. If I'm presenting you with an either or option, I can't help myself but comment. So you want to do those things. You want to ask those questions. It brings some fun in, it brings some energy in, and it creates this irresistible urge to comment. You just don't want to do it every single day, forever and always. You got to have that balance. I love it. You guys are cracking me up. Okay. Not a fan. No reason for engagement if it's just for engagement. Needs to matter. Okay. I'm glad this came up because I want to call this out. I'm not saying you have to do cookies or brownies. Okay. I'm just saying that when you do cookies or brownies and people can't help themselves, you're going to get boom, 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 a whole lot of comments. But here's why that is valuable for you and for your audience. When you strategically place those pieces of content in your group, not only do people have fun and you get to know each other, but the way that the algorithm works, and yes, you have an algorithm running in your Facebook group. The algorithm says, ooh, lots of people commenting on Jamie's post this morning. Ooh, I better show these people more of Jamie's content, which means they now see other stuff that I'm posting around that. What am I going to be posting this afternoon? Maybe something that I'm promoting that isn't going to get a whole lot of engagement. So I might strategically put a cookies or brownies engagement post in the morning, knowing I'm going to be promoting something in the afternoon. That's being strategic. Now, you don't have to do cookies or brownies. You can still ask a question that is about your space, but it's still juicy enough that people can't help themselves but answer. Okay? All right. Hope that helps. All right, let's see what else you have here. So even those haven't helped in my group. Okay, there could be a reason for that. There could be a reason for that. If your group has been super quiet for a super long period of time, it takes a lot to get it going again. We're going to do a call. It's March 7th on turning around your Facebook group. So for those of you that this is a struggle for, we can talk about that. Don't make me choose between pizza and burgers. I know. That's why hamburger pizza is or taco pizza. It's like the perfect combination. Okay. All right, let's see here. Christy says, I went from wanting anyone and everyone, but now I want the people who connect with my content. Yes. Okay. One of the things that I'm going to talk about I'm looking at my calendar, on the 29th is the 6 different strategies. You got to have all of them going. I talk about them like they're gears. And so this is what Christy is talking about. If you imagine 6 gears and each one of them is something different, one of those gears is who are you bringing into your group and what is your growth strategy? We're going to talk about that next week. Another gear is your content gear. If I'm only focusing on one of those gears and not on the others, how fast is my boat going to go? I don't even know that a boat has gears. How fast is my car going to go? How fast is my Facebook group going to go? If only one is churning, that gear has a lot of work to do to get the whole thing going. If I focus on all 6, now I start to build momentum. Okay. So if you're bringing the wrong people into your group, even if you have the world's best content, you got a gap. You got a problem. So Christy's exactly right. It takes all of those parts and pieces. You got to think about all of it. Okay. Hold on here. Okay, this is an interesting one. Engagement for engagement's sake. It sounds fun. If you are wanting to create a Facebook group where people enjoy themselves and laugh and connect and have fun, then cookies or brownies, do one a week. Do a post one a week just to give some fun to your people, right? Remember that we as people are on social media to be social, to connect, to have fun, to enjoy. Your perfect person, no matter who they are, is likely sitting on their sofa doing this, scrolling. And we all need those little moments of fun, okay? You define how fun you want to go. It doesn't have to be cookies or brownies. It can be relevant to your industry or your niche and still fun, okay? Okay. Now that we have talked about engagement for engagement's sake, are you ready for the 5 things? Are you ready for the 5 ways that you can get more engagement in your group? Who's ready? Okay. Number 1. This is the one that I see most often when I do Facebook group audits. Give them something to engage on. What am I talking about here? I will go into a group that somebody is saying, nobody's commenting, nobody's engaging. And listen, this was me a year and a half ago. Nobody's commenting, nobody's engaging. And I look at the posts and I go, well, what would they comment on? You've not given them anything to comment on. You have to ask questions to get them to comment. Otherwise, they think that it's just noise. It's just you talking. If you are doing more telling than asking, you're not going to have a whole lot of engagement because you're not giving them something to engage on. You're not asking for their opinion. You're not asking for their thoughts. You're not asking for them to apply it. Ask more questions and you will get more engagement. Okay. So that was number 1. The other thing in here, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about this. Juicy quality is important. Are you giving them things that they actually want? Are you giving them things that are actually helping them learn something and have a win? Or are you keeping something so, oh, I can't share that. That's only for my paid clients. I can't give that away. If you're holding on to that content and you're not giving good stuff, good quality, juicy content away, you're not going to have the engagement that you want. I'm not saying you have to give everything away. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if you give somebody a small win and they think, oh my gosh, that was awesome. They're going to think, what else she got? What other videos she got? What does she got for programs? How do I work with her? I know it's scary. It's scary to give that away, but here's what is most important. People, in my experience, people don't pay for information. They pay for organization. They pay for implementation. They pay for access to you. They pay for accountability. They pay for, that's what they pay for. Most things, there are some exceptions, but most things, most content can be found somewhere. It's in somebody else's group. It's on YouTube. You can Google and find it. But it's random and you don't know who to trust. What they pay for is you and the access to you and how you help them. Don't lose sight of that. Okay, that was number one. Give them something to engage on. Hold on, I had little things here. Give them something to engage on. That's number one. Number two, I have to say this one because this is my jam, right? You need to show up live. You need to go live. You need to do it once a week. If you're not ready to do it once a week, are you ready to do it twice a month? Once a month. Start. Get consistent with it. I want to just give you a little bit of data around this, okay? Live video gets 10 times the engagement than any other post you're going to put in your Facebook group. 10 times. And I will tell you, you can go back and look. Go look in my group. For me, it's more than 10 times. The more, because when you are live with somebody, just look at what we've done. Look at the comments just now inside this video that we're doing right now. How long are we into this? We're into this, how are we going? 17 minutes. Look at all that engagement. That's the power of live video. Now, for those of you that are like, okay, well, I don't know that I'm ready to do live video, but I'll do pre-recorded video. Okay, let me give you some numbers here. Users, Facebook users, are 4 times more likely to watch a live video over a pre-recorded video. They are 3 times more likely to comment on a live video over a pre-recorded video. Why do you suppose that is? Why do you think they are more likely to watch and comment on a live video over a pre-recorded video? Who's got the answer? Let's see what you got in comments here. What do you think? Why would that be the case? I'm going to take a sip of my hot cocoa. It is snowing here. I was all excited because we were supposed to get 5 to 8 inches of snow. And I was like, finally, we have been on the snow side here. And they just downgraded it to 1 inch. But it's still pretty. But it's cold. So I'm going to have my hot chocolate. I'm waiting on you all. Okay. Because you're actually connecting with the person with their live. It's not the same when you're watching the replay, right? They want to feel heard. They want to feel part of a group. FOMO, you got it. All of these reasons. Okay. They feel connected to you, right? There's a dialogue. You can ask questions. I'm pulling your comments into this discussion. We feel heard and seen and involved and connected. Yes, all of those things, right? Here's what happens when it's pre-recorded. We go, oh, I can watch that later. And then we save the video and it goes into the graveyard of saved videos that you never, ever go back to. Live, I don't want to miss it. There's urgency and scarcity. So don't underestimate the power of live video. Okay. Number 3, here's a new term for some of you. I don't know if I should say this as whiffed or whiffed. I can't figure out how to say this, but it is a fun spin on whiffum. Okay. WIIFM. What's in it for me? Okay. If I am focusing on what's in it for me as the host of this Facebook group, is a huge miss. And we think this way. It's just how we think. I want to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to give you this. It's me. Flip it around. Focus on them. Focus on what they're going to get. That's WIFT. What's in it for them? Get out a Post-it note. You all know how much I love Post-it notes. And write that on there. Post it somewhere that you see it. In everything that you do, whether it's a live video or a post or anything that you are doing, what is in it for them? This goes back to number one, give them something to engage on. What is in it for them? How do I want them to engage? What do I want them to do? If you start focusing on that, you're going to change the engagement inside of your group. Even inside your group, you are taking people on a journey. Okay, many of you likely have done this work. If not, and this is work that you need help with, let me know. I'd love to work with you on this. What is the journey you take your people on? What is your sales funnel? And I'm not talking about the tech. The tech just enables. The sales funnel is, I meet people for the first time, and what is the journey that I take them on? How am I nurturing them to get them to buy something? It is a series of wins and ahas and value that slowly but surely guides them through where you're taking them. You should have a sales funnel inside your Facebook group. There should be a journey that you take people on. You've heard people talk about the journey from A to Z or A to Z for those of you that are not in the US, or from hell to heaven. They're in pain and they want solutions, and this is what they're going to get. And you likely have that in your programs, whether you're working with people one-on-one or, group coaching or memberships or done for you services. But have you done it in your group? Doesn't mean it's the same journey. It's probably a piece of it. But when they have that small win, that's how they get curious about the big wins that happen when they pay you, when they work with you. Okay. So number one, let's just review here. Give them something to engage on. Go live, embrace live. All it takes is one a week, and it doesn't need to be long. Okay. And then focus on WIFT. What is in it for them? All right. Let me check comments before we go on to number 4. Make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay. We're good. How are you feeling about this? Yeah. Are you ready for number 4 and number 5? Is this good content? You're liking this? Okay. One thing I want to just kind of insert in here before we get into number 4. There needs to be a balance. Balance could have been the theme of today's session, between the fun that you create and what's in it for them and nurturing them and taking them on a journey and having all of that, and you being the expert and the authority and telling them something that they need to hear. There is a balance between the two here. Okay. Make sure that you are doing both. A content strategy, you should have a strategy, shouldn't be just throwing stuff at the wall, is going to include a little bit of both of that. And I just don't want you to lose sight of it as you're figuring all of these parts and pieces out. Okay. All right. Comments coming up. Let me make sure. Okay. Loving this. Yes. Okay. I'm loving it too. So fun. All right. Number 4. You drive it. You drive the engagement. Okay. So here's what happens. Let's just put this to the test. Okay. Let's say I use this example. We had a Go Lively call right before this. And I use this as an example. I am a horrible cook. Okay. I'm very bad. I love to cook, but I'm very bad at it. And so for me, it is fun for me to pretend that I'm a personal chef. And that is the example that I'm going to use. And I use it I use it way too often. But you know what? You all need to humor me a little bit. It makes me happy. Okay. So let's say that I am doing a video on how to build a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay. And I'm going to start off. Many of you have done the Go Live challenge with me. And so you've learned hook, story, call to action. If not, and you haven't learned that and you want to learn that, drop me a message and I'll get you a link to the replay. Okay. So you're going to start with the hook that you're wanting some engagement on. You're wanting them to actually type. Okay. And so let's say this is my life. Just to be clear, don't do this. Do not do what I'm about to do. I'm showing you the bad way so that you learn. Okay. All right. So ready? I feel like I need Sherry Davis used to have a little action thing. I need to create one, Sherry. I don't know if I think Sherry's on. I need to create one because that would be so fun to have. It has to be hot pink though. Okay. What is your favorite sandwich? Today's video, you are going to learn how to build a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Did I give you time to respond? No. I went right from my question, which was designed to drive engagement, and it went right into, here's what we're going to do, and let me get into the content. I didn't give you any time. So you're sitting there. Remember, our ideal people are on their sofas, in their comfy chairs, and they're just scrolling. They don't want to miss it. They don't want to miss where you're going. They don't want to type. Nobody wants to type. You have to drive engagement. Don't let a really good question become just rhetorical. So you will have to pause. You will have to get comfortable with some silence. You will have to encourage that participation. And yes, I'm specifically talking about inside of your videos, but this fits in your content as well. Make sure that you're asking juicy questions that people cannot help but answer, and they're easy to answer, and encourage that. If I were to instead, I'm going to do a little action thing, say something like this. All right, what is your favorite type of sandwich? Are you like a peanut butter and jelly person? You like a bologna? Are you one of those weird people that likes tuna? Like, seriously, I want to know. I want to know. Type for me. What is your favorite kind of sandwich? I'm giving you examples. I'm not going into new content that you're going to worry you're missing. I'm talking around this and I'm saying, type, come on, comment. Tell me your favorite sandwich. I want to know. That's going to drive more engagement. Here's the other thing. We're going to talk a little bit more about this in a second. You have to be prepared to engage back with that content. If you ask them follow-up questions, they're going to comment again. And that's how you drive more engagement. So even if you do a fun one like cookies or brownies, be prepared to ask them more questions. So if somebody responds and says cookies, you're going to say, what kind? Somebody responds and says brownies, you're going to say, oh my gosh, yes. Do you like frosting on it or not? And I get those of you that are like, that's just nonsense. Yeah, it's nonsense, but it's fun nonsense. Again, it doesn't have to be cookies or brownies. I'm using that as an example. If you're giving them a choice, maybe it's more relevant to what you do. Maybe, well, in this case, I'm a chef. So I'm asking for what is your favorite sandwich? Even if I'm live and I'm talking about what is your favorite sandwich, I'm still going to go back and I'm going to comment on those and I'm going to ask a follow-up question. Take a genuine interest in your people. It's that old saying, when they know you care, that's what you're wanting them to feel like. You all described this wonderful community you want to create. What are you doing to create that? It's on you. You got to drive it. Okay. That's number 4. All right. Hold on. There's comments coming in. I'll make sure I'm not missing it. See, you can't help yourself, but comment on what your favorite sandwich is. I have this whole thing with bacon, so I can't get behind this answer, but I know it's a very popular sandwich. I get it. Just not for me. Okay. What did I just do there? I don't know who this is, but I engaged with them. I could have just said, oh, BLT. Okay, great. But I added more. Okay. I might respond and be like, okay, what kind of sauce you put on your BLT? Is you put mayo or you do something else? Like, I want to know. And I know we're using food as an example, but hopefully you get how this could apply. What's my thing with bacon? I hate it. Emily, I hate bacon. I can't even smell it. It is, I think it's along the lines of bologna, Emily. And my mom used to fry bologna when I was a kid. And I would literally gag at the dinner table. And so bacon it's like in that same, yeah, that's my thing. Okay. Number 5. You ready for number 5? How am I doing on time? I feel like I'm way over. I'm getting close. Okay. Number 5, create a reward system. This one, number 5, I personally don't do. Honestly, and I'm not saying this to brag. I got so much engagement. I can't do anymore. I don't want any more engagement. I can't handle any more engagement. Right. So I'm in a situation where I'm having to actually be more strategic and pull back on some of my engagements just so that I can keep up. So adding a reward system in for me isn't going to work. But for some of you, if you're just trying to get it going, how do you reward people for engagement? Come up with a plan. It can be something like an extra perk. It can be something like just a call out or a shout out of who engages the most. It could be some sort of spotlight that the most engaged people earn something, get something. If you tell your audience that you want them to do more of something and you reward them for doing it, they're going to do more. That's how that works. Okay, I want to give you a little bonus here because it is related to this reward system, but it's slightly different. And that is you are responsible for the environment you are creating in your group. Okay, back to the questions from early on when I said, how do you describe your group? Where is it at now and where do you want it to be? If you focus on where you want it to be, what activities do you need to do to create that environment? That's the magic question. So if you're wanting it to be fun, you got to put some fun stuff in there. Okay. If you're wanting them to share even sensitive stuff, how you respond when they do share is going to make a difference. Okay. If I do a post and I say something like, what is your biggest challenge? Let's take Emily's because we're on this whole food kick. Who do you have a love or hate relationship with bacon? Okay, maybe I'm going to be outvoted there. But Stephanie Lee once did a post and it was like, how are we feeling about Brussels sprouts? Okay, that's polarizing. That's a polarizing question. And she's probably going to get people who are going to be like, love Brussels sprouts, can't stand Brussels sprouts. Maybe if I put bacon on my Brussels sprouts, Emily, I don't know. If that is a more sensitive question, if I am saying, what is your challenge with video? And now I have people who are expressing vulnerability, expressing their fears, expressing the things that keep them up at night, that haunt them. How I respond to every single person who replies there matters. If I ignore those people and I don't comment, if all I do is like and love those, are they going to be encouraged to comment again? Nope. Because why did I share that? I just poured my soul out about my opinions on bacon, and you ignored me. When you ask me a question about cookies or brownies, am I going to respond again? I'm going to think twice about it. Oftentimes I get this question from people. They'll say, but you don't understand, Jamie. I am talking about very sensitive stuff, and people don't want to share that. That's a bunch of hooey. That's a bunch of hooey. Because I know that my world, my space is, we're talking about videos. And you might think, oh, that's not sensitive. Oh, it is sensitive. You should see some of the comments and DMs that I get of people pouring themselves out about how they have terror, about how they sweat on camera, about how they can't, they're absolutely petrified because English isn't their first language and they are going to booger up when they go live. They are pouring themselves out publicly and privately. It's because I've created an environment where I make people feel like it's okay to share that. It's a safe place to share that. And I want you to share that because I can't help you if you don't share. So I just want to make sure that you understand you drive this. You drive this. Okay. Because I'm way going long on time, here's what I want to do. What questions do you have? I'm going to do a quick review of the 5 things. What questions do you have? This is the opportunity to ask. But here's what I'm going to want you to do. I want your action today is which one of these 5 are you going to try? Which one are you going to implement? Only pick one. Get good at that one, then tackle another one. Okay? So let me do a quick review. Here, hold on. I'm going to put questions up there while I do a review. Let me get up here. All right. Number 1. Actually, let me do it this way. Number 1, give them something on which to engage. If you're not getting engagement, check yourself. Are you giving them things to engage on? That's number 1. Number 2, go live, show up, be consistent about it. You're going to get all sorts of engagement. You can get so much engagement out of your lives that you don't need engagement on any of your other posts because this one does it. Okay? Number 3, what's in it for them? Focus on their journey, what they're going to get, the value they're going to get, the win they're going to have. Number 4, you drive it. Encourage it. Make sure that you're pausing. Don't let it be a rhetorical question. You're not going to get engagement off rhetorical questions. Stop. Give them the moment to actually comment and engage. Encourage them to do so. Number 5, rewards. Create some sort of reward system for the most engagement. There's all sorts of creative things that you can do in that space. And then don't forget, you drive the environment that you want to create. You drive it. Okay. What questions do you have on any of those 5? And which one are you going to do? Which one are you going to do? Okay, I'm going to give them something to engage on. Yes, I love it. I love it. And even if you are watching on replay, I want you to put this in comments. Here's why. By the way, I'm creating and driving engagement. This is number 4, right? Okay. I want to know which one of these 5 things or the bonus you're going to apply. Here's why this is important. It's important for you to put it in the comments because it makes it real. One thing to just consume content and to be thinking about this. Oh, Jamie gave me all these great ideas. Wonderful. If you don't do something with that, all of it will be gone by tomorrow. You will have forgotten this video. That's the truth. You're going to forget about it. And a week will go by and a month will go by and nothing's going to change in your group. You got to take action. You got to be ready to take action. And the first step to taking action is to claim it and to say, this is what I'm going to do. And be specific. How are you going to do it? Put it on your to-do list. Make an action plan for it. Drive it. This right here, this is the key. Okay. I'm going to go and write a great non-rhetorical question. Yes. I love it. I love it. Okay. I know there's more than 2 people on. What are the rest of you going to do? Those of you that are watching replay, come on, share. I want to see some good ones. I'm going to create a go live schedule and go live. Woo, woo, woo. Yes, 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 yes. Love it. Okay. I'm going to wrap us up because I know I'm way late on time here. As I like to try and keep these to 30 minutes and I am 6 minutes over. All right. I am getting ready to do my next group coaching program that is it's called Ignite Your Facebook Group, where we dive into all of this. We go deeper, we figure all of this out. We go step by step in changing all of the things inside of your group to get that momentum restarted, to get all of those gears that I talked about earlier going. Now, I will tell you this, I don't have it ready to go. So what I have done is I've created a wait list. There is a link up above. Let me see here. Do I have this in here? I think I planned this. Yes. Okay. If you want on the wait list, there is no pressure. There's no commitment, no obligation. All I'm asking you to do in this link, I know you can't click on the link in the video, but it should be linked up above. You should see the URL up above. You will be the first to hear when I have a date and the details, and you will get a discounted price just for being on the wait list. Again, no obligation. You don't have to buy. It's just saying, okay, maybe I'm interested. I'm at least interested in hearing more. Okay. And like I said, you get an extra special discounted price when I do have all of that ready. The reason it's not ready is that we just wrapped up the last cohort. Was that a month ago? I don't remember. And I got all of their feedback and I'm making some adjustments. It's all about making it better. This is one of my fatal flaws because I am a manifesting generator. I like to make things better every single time. And so I'm wanting to make a few changes based on feedback from that group. So I probably will have something out in the next couple weeks. We're going to start it in March, just so you know. Okay, so there's that. Next week, Thursday, same time, same place, we will be talking about 5 ways to grow your group. Okay, so today was engagement. Next Thursday is growing. How do I get a steady stream of people coming in to my group? All right, let me check comments, make sure I haven't missed anything. I love that you all are sharing more of your actions. Makes me so proud. Okay, I want to just call this out. You see what we did here? So I didn't just ask the question one time, because I asked the question one time, I encouraged it, and I had 2 people comment. And then I said, okay, come on, there's got to be more here. And now I've got, 6 people have commented. That's how you drive engagement. And it doesn't take that much time. You just got to know to do it. Okay, I don't see any questions, so let me wrap up and say this. Even a dead group, I'm going to take you back to the words that you use to describe your Facebook group, how it is now. Quiet, dead, could be better. All of that can be changed. It can be turned around. You can create an environment where you have the engagement that you want. It starts with manifesting it and being very clear on what kind of environment you want to create in your group. If you start there and then you work into how do I achieve that, that's the biggest key I can give you. But I am living proof that it can be turned around. I was ready to shut my Facebook group down, close it, archive it, kick everybody out. And now it regularly hits over 2,000% engagement. Sherry's in this group. I don't know if she's still here. I know she's on vacation. We started working together a couple months ago. She had a very dead group. And now I think last month she hit 1,900%. 1,900%. That's huge. Okay. So I know that it can feel like nothing is working. I cannot get this turned around. It is possible. It can sometimes feel like when you're building a snowball and you got that big snowball and you cannot get it going. That's why you got to have all of these different options. You got to focus on all of these different parts and pieces. But I'm telling you, it is possible to get that Facebook group that you are dreaming of if you do some of the things that we talked about today. You got this. If I can do it, if Sherry can do it, you can do it. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend if I don't talk to you. See ya. Bye.